Gotta get my metal straw. So what inspired me to start my career as a singer is I looked up to a lot of singers and rappers and artists in general when I was little, and I just wanted to be like them. Because ever since I was little, all I ever did was music. Like I remember my first, like everybody in first grade wanted to be like a firefighter or whatever. I wanted to be like a drummer. And then when I was like in middle school, I wanted to be an actor. And then I was like, wait, I want to be a rapper. So then I started rapping, and then I switched over to being a singer. So my whole life, I've always wanted to do music. So I always knew that that was going to be my career, but a lot of things along the way inspired me to do that. The hardest thing about being an artist is probably like the uncertainty of being an artist and how it's like hard, and there's so many artists that you could easily get like lost in the wave. Being in the spotlight in general is just hard, like having everybody always look at you and having to like be on point all the time and stuff is definitely hard. The best thing about being an artist is definitely like inspiring people and like being that person for people. Like I said before, I look up to a lot of artists, and like when I was little, Ariana Grande was like somebody that I felt like she was like always there for me, even when she like wasn't, because she's obviously like famous. But I want to be like that person for my listeners and my followers, and I think that's the best thing. Like I get a lot of DMs, even though I'm a really small artist, I get like a lot of DMs from people like being like, your song inspired me to like break up with my toxic boyfriend, or your song got me through my breakup, or like you helped me like come out to my mom, like because like of whatever it is, people just look up to me. And so that's definitely the best thing. The things that I want to accomplish with my music are definitely like I said, inspiring people, like helping them be who they want to be. But then also like in my own career itself, like I really want to perform at Coachella. I want to go on tour. There's a lot of things that I want to do that I haven't done, and I'm excited to get to do that stuff. First on my list for 2020 is definitely tour. I want to go on tour, or like festivals, perform at festivals. Yeah, drop an album. I really want to drop like a full album. I'm not proud of like one song more than the other, because they all took a lot of time to make, and they all took a lot of different steps to make. But I'd say like if I had to pick one, probably Cry Anymore, even though that's not a single, because it's like a really personal song for me. And it was a song that I wanted to write for a while, but I couldn't figure out how to put it into words. So once I figured out how to put it into words, like the way that I was feeling and stuff, it just was really easy for me. And like I wrote that song in like 10 minutes, and I didn't edit it or anything. I didn't change any lyrics from like the moment that I wrote it. So I'm definitely proud of that song, because it's like really personal, and being personal to the public is like hard. So I'm proud of that for sure. I definitely want my listeners to take away like love and acceptance of self and acceptance of others, and more just like, I just want them to learn how to like love, because I feel like if life is more like focused around like love and acceptance, then like life would be so much better. And so I just want my music to always inspire that, and like always inspire positivity. And even if the song is like a heartbreak song and it's like a sad song, I want them to take something positive out of it, because that's what I'm trying to make in my music anyway. Like there's always a positive outcome in all of my songs, and so I definitely want them to take that away from that. If you want to be an artist but you're too afraid, I would say stop being afraid, because if you want something, go get it. Like when I first started being an artist, I was so nervous about just like everything. Like when I was in school, I wouldn't raise my hand in class. I wouldn't get up to go to the bathroom because I thought people were looking at me. Like I was always afraid to be the center of attention, until I realized that I wanted to be an artist so badly, and the only way to be an artist is to be the center of attention and get over that fear and get over people like judging you, because like it's your life, and if you're passionate about something, you should go for it, because there's a lot of people that aren't passionate about anything. And if you're blessed enough to have a passion, you should just take advantage of that and try to conquer your fears. I mean, it's like hard, but I would just go straight for it, because that's what I did, and I'm proud of myself for doing that, because it's hard. But I know that if I never did it, I definitely wouldn't be happy because there's nothing else I want to do in life other than music. And I know if you have a passion for music, that's probably all you want to do too. So you should just go for it. I don't have any like weird hidden talents. Like a lot of people have like little cool ones, but like I don't. I mean, I can play the drums. That's not really a hidden talent because I do that a lot. But I would say my like hidden talent is that I can memorize songs in like 1 minute. So like Eminem is like my favorite artist of all time. And if you put his whole entire discography on shuffle, I can literally like rap every single word to every single song that comes on. Like I know every word. So that's definitely my hidden talent because it's a weird talent. So what inspired me to write Harmless isn't like one specific thing. I mean, all my songs are about personal experience, and Harmless is definitely about something I experienced, but it's not exactly what I experienced, if that makes sense. Like, I wrote it about all of my relationships in general in life and the way that they all made me feel at the end, and how, like, when you're going into a relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's like a love relationship, whatever it may be, you think it's gonna be easy, but like sometimes you get hurt in the end. So I was trying to say, like, I thought it was harmless at first, but it ended up breaking my heart. Like, at the time that I wrote the song, I was like falling out of love with somebody that I wasn't dating, but we were like both like in love with each other, but we saw each other a lot and we were like really close, and it just like wasn't gonna work out, and we were both gonna get really hurt in the end, and we just weren't meant to be. So I just decided I should probably fall out of love because it's just never gonna work and it's just gonna ruin a lot of things in our lives. So we both came to the conclusion that we need to just not be together ever. And so at that time, I was like in that situation, and I just wanted to like write about how all of those relationships that I've been through in life, just you think it's gonna be so easy because you love them and they love you, but like it's not, because there's a lot that goes into it. So I draw my inspiration from new songs from my own personal experiences, but also like experiences of other people that are in my life. So I've written a lot of songs about gun violence. I've written a lot of songs about, you know, just like political things that I feel. I've never personally experienced any of those things, but they hit home for some reason. So I definitely write them from my own heart, no matter what. I dropped it during October because I wanted like the irony of it called Ghost to be during Halloween and stuff, but it's not really about that. I wrote it about like the year of 2019 I had just like wasn't a good year for me, like for my mental health and stuff. And so like I wanted to just talk about how when I was like depressed and stuff, I was gonna be on medication for it, but I really didn't want to be. And I don't think that like we should be suppressing like our pain, because even though like it hurts, like no matter what type of medication you're on, like for mental illness, like I feel like you need to feel sometimes in life. And I just didn't want to feel like a ghost. I didn't want to feel like numb, like even though it was like the worst feeling ever, like I didn't want to not feel it, because I feel like everything happens for a reason, and I feel like I needed to feel that way for whatever reason, because it made me more of like an empathetic person, and like it made me realize that like life is like so precious, and that like you shouldn't be sleeping your entire life away just because you're like sad about whatever. So I think that that's what I wrote Ghost about, like my own personal thought on the way that we try to like suppress our feelings, because I feel like you shouldn't be doing that ever. Hey, I'm Lily Massie, and thank you to Teen Magazine for having me on this interview. I hope you enjoyed. Stream my EP, Thought It Was Harmless, now on all streaming platforms, and make sure to follow me on Instagram, @Lily Massie.